Yo, what up guys, I'm Sammy and welcome back to the Soul Drop, and this is kind of like my detailed overview and detailed look of the All City 12. So I did play in this a couple of times. It's not a full performance review, but it's pretty much the same exact shoe as the All City 12, which I did do a performance review on, right? But it is a little bit different. So this is the All City 12 Aurora colorway, and first of all, this colorway looks absolutely amazing. It's inspired by the Aurora, of course, but it's just very subtle, right? It's mostly white, but we have some like light blue. It's like a flat color, like this yellow, blue, and green, especially here in the heel. But of course, the All City 12 is a really nice, solid performer. However, they made this shoe specifically for the summer. Right, and of course summer is gonna be freaking hot. I'm in a tank top. It's California right now. It's really hot, especially with these lights. I'm kind of sweating. It's probably not coming out on camera, but it's really hot in my room, you know. But yeah, this is for summer, so the upper is a little bit different, but also the traction is a little bit different as well, which we'll get into, right? So this is the All City 12 Aurora. It retails for 150 bucks, which is the same exact price as the regular All City 12, but some colorways are on sale, right? This colorway I believe is on sale for like 140 bucks, 130, 140 bucks. So if you guys do want to cop, I'll try to leave in the free link in the description box. And if you do choose to get this shoe, it does help me out if you buy it through the link or the link tree, right? And as always, thank you guys for all of the support. But like I said, let's get it started off with the Tracciones, right? So right when I first got this shoe, I put it on, of course, and then tried it on my wood floors, and I was like, yo, this has a very good bite, which is weird. And it seems like maybe they changed up the rubber compound, because also, like, I did play in this a couple of times, like I said, and it has a really good bite, like top tier bite. So I was very surprised at that, because when I was playing with this, it just didn't bite that well. You know what I mean? Like, it had a solid bite on a clean court, but it picked up dust. And I did take this colorway to play as well. It just wasn't biting as well as this one, which is weird. It's the same exact traction pattern, and they're both solid rubber outsoles. So I don't know what the difference is. You know, probably maybe they changed up the rubber compound. But also, I did play in the orange one and also this one as well. And these weren't biting as well as this one. So I'm guessing they changed up the rubber compound, but the traction definitely does seem improved, which of course is a good thing. And you know, it says AC12. It's pretty much the same exact outsole, you know? And also it's tough rubber. So if you're playing on an outdoor court, it'll be very good for durability. So yeah, I really like that. It definitely does seem like an improvement, right? And of course, heel to toe transition also is very smooth, right? Just from the shape, look at that. It's just a really smooth heel to toe transition. A lot of forefoot flex, but also torsion support is good because there is a midfoot chain plate. It's the Pro Bar lock. So overall heel to toe transition, very smooth, pretty much the exact same as the regular All City 12, of course. And also the cushioning setup is exactly the same, which I love. This is one of my favorite cushioning setups that you can get right now, right? So it's full length boom, but it also has really good core feel, right? So you're pretty much right on top of the ground, and then you have a soft mesh strobel board, right? So with that full length boom and soft mesh strobel board, it's really soft for underfoot cushion, right? But it's not too soft or mushy because it is a thinner foam, because, you know, of course it has good core feel, but it's still like a nice subtle bounce and really good underfoot cushion. So yeah, I mean, it's the same exact cushioning setup as the All City 12, which had one of the best cushioning setups of last year, right? But of course, let's get into the uppers. The upper is this EM material, it seems like, right? It's just extremely thin, and there's just so much airflow through this upper, especially here in the toe box. Like, there's just so much, you know? Especially comparing it to this one, right? This one is just all fused up. There's really no airflow right here, right? So that'll be good for summer when it's really hot. But we also have a little bit of fuse around the toe box, right? So if you do toe drags, you'll be covered, of course. And also like right here underneath where the tongue starts, we do have an underlaying material as well. You can see this yellow underlaying material right on the lateral side, coming here into the toe box, and also here on the medial side. So that'll stiffen up the material a little bit more, give it a little bit more support. But here where you don't really need as much support, it's just literally this really thin material, right? But right here, it's probably not going to be the most durable, obviously. So just be careful with that. But they did add fuse in the necessary places where it's like kind of high wear. So there's that. Also here in the midfoot, look at how freaking thin it is. And then for the tongue, it's pretty much the exact same as well, it seems like. Not that much padding. It's also a half booty construction tongue, giving you a better overall one-to-one fit. And also another little difference is that I guess to shed off very negligible weight, they don't have this plastic piece around the logo, right? In the original AC12, they have like a plastic piece, so I guess they wanted to keep it very minimal, I guess, you know. But also, this is pretty much the exact same as well with this padding here in the heel, which feels really, really nice. It's very well padded in the back. On the sides, it's not very well padded, so yeah, as far as the upper goes, I really like it. I definitely feel like it is an improvement because it's just so much thinner. It's a lot more minimal. But honestly, like this material is still extremely thin. So as far as durability goes, obviously this will be way better. But if you want a little bit more ventilation and also a little bit more of a softer material, then get this new one, right? Also for fit, I went up half a size, and that definitely wasn't the best thing for me because this material does stretch out a good amount, right? It stretches out a little bit over time, and it also is really soft, so it doesn't feel like as supportive, you know what I mean? So when I was playing in it, I definitely felt my foot, like my forefoot, moving a little bit, you know? It felt like the PG6 a little bit. It wasn't terrible or anything, but yeah, I wish I went true to size, you know what I mean? There is a little bit of length, and because of the softer material, I definitely felt like I could have gone true to size. So for most people, I would suggest going true to size, right? It's also a pretty narrow fit, you know? I can definitely feel this rubber part squeezing the side of my foot a little bit, so just be careful with that as well if you do go true to size. So there's that, and of course, support and lockdown, like I said. Lateral containment, it's pretty much the exact same, right? We don't have the plastic piece. I guess like it does definitely feel a little bit more stiff here in the regular AC12 compared to this, but we do have this kind of like rubber coming up here in the forefoot and in internal TPU heel counter. But like I said, this material is just so soft and also really thin that it's not super supportive feeling, you know what I mean? Comparing to this one, the regular AC12 with like that fused material, you know what I mean? So this definitely felt a little bit more supportive when I was playing in it, doing lateral movements, stuff like that. But other than that, you know, lockdown's great. Support overall is adequate as well, just besides here in the forefoot, right? So there's that. Moving on to the weight, that's something I'm kind of curious about. I mean, this shoe feels pretty light. Yeah, so 11.8 ounces, comparing it to the regular AC12, which is 12.7 ounces. So that's like a full ounce, almost a full ounce, right? So yeah, that's almost a full ounce lighter for the new version of the AC12. I don't know why they're not calling it like the V2 or anything. Remember like the AC10 and also the AC11? They gave us like 20 different versions of that shoe. I don't know why they're not doing that for this, you know, the AC12. But anyways, it is lighter. It is more minimal feeling, which is weird because this upper for the regular AC12 is still really minimal, you know? And aesthetically, this definitely, I think, is a little bit of an improvement. You know, it looks a little bit more simple, and I really like this colorway as well. But honestly, like, it doesn't look that much different. You know what I mean? So tell us what you guys think of the aesthetics down in the comment section below. So wrapping things up, yeah, I definitely like this shoe a little bit better because of the improved traction for some reason. Like I said, maybe they changed up the rubber compound because they kept the exact same rubber outsole pattern, right? But yeah, I do like that better, and everything else is pretty much the exact same, but it is lighter. But one minor thing for me, like I said, it's not a deal breaker and it wasn't terrible, but it's just like, it's just not super supportive here in the forefoot for me, you know what I mean? But I guess if you're a bigger dude, you'll feel it a little bit more, but if you're like an average kind of weight like me, you're gonna feel it a little bit, you know, stretching just a tiny bit here in the toe box. So anyways, I definitely do like this, and I also definitely feel like it is a little bit of an improvement as well, especially for the traction. So that about concludes this video. Again, if you guys do want to cop any of these shoes, I try to leave the link in the description box, but that's it. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.